Johnstad, Om Times expert, singer-songwriter, and mentor to voices that are changing our world. Also founder of Voice Your Essence, where my passion is to connect people actually with their body, mind, spirit system to get that all in alignment via the voice. And we're talking today about a voice issue that I think many of you may know, and that is self-sabotage. And the question is for us today, how can we raise our own frequency and then step into that love frequency so that we can basically dissolve self-sabotage, okay? So gather, everybody is coming from all around the world, global mind, global heart. Type in your names, share with me where you're from as I start to tune into this transmission. And as we start to gather here at Humanity Healing, as I always say, humanity is healing, and one of the most powerful tools we have to heal ourselves and also to heal our world is through the voice, through aligning our heart and mind and our whole body through the vibrational frequency of voice. It's very cool. And what's very cool is that it's inside of your body. It's with you every single moment, 24/7, okay? So thank you again. Thank you for all your beautiful mails and comments, all your questions on voice that you send me. I appreciate it. I'm streaming here from Berlin, Germany, and we are always here at 6 p.m. at Humanity Healing for you. And I think that is 12 noon in New York City, 9 a.m. in Los Angeles. And I know many of you are coming from all over the place. So always check your time zone so that we are in sync and connected, okay? So for those of you today who would like to share this stream with your sites, with all your friends, there is a giveaway today, a voice discovery session with me personally, so we can work one-on-one. You can ask me any questions you'd like to have about the voice. All you have to do is share it with your friends, share it with your community. Let's make the world simply more cozy and keep on connecting. And once you share that, make sure to come back into the stream and type share, okay? Last week it was very cool. There was somebody on the stream and I ended up giving a voice discovery in Colorado. And it was an amazing story because there I was, I'm an American in Berlin, and she was amazingly enough from Berlin in Colorado and actually grew up in the neighborhood where I'm living. And I thought, wow, that's how connection works actually. That is how the world is coming together. And that's what fascinates me when we grow our communities like we're doing, when we start healing together, when we start reaching out together, when we start connecting. And as you know, breath is connecting us, voice is connecting us, consciousness is connecting us, our stories are connecting us. And there's just the ability, if we all join together at once, boom, like genies, that we can heal really quickly. And that's what's so stunning. Okay, so let's get started and let's go into this topic. Let's dive deeper into this topic of what slaying self-sabotage, that's the title I gave it today, has to do with voice work. And what is raising the frequency of our body, mind, spirit system, like what is raising the frequency inside of ourselves have to do with sabotage, okay? So my work as a voice healer is a lot on bringing our personal stories out into the world. It's a lot about freeing this chakra, but what many people don't realize is that every idee, that's German, that's so funny, every idee, every idea, every vision, every thought, every dream, every grocery list we write, this is all voice work. So if you really start tuning into the voice, you're realizing that your voice is dwelling inside of you and it's accompanying you every single place that you go. But also when you're dreaming and when you're sleeping, the voice is always there. We're constantly, it's like our best friend. And we each have an inner calling, okay? So I wrote these lines for you today and I'm kind of excited to share them with you. The power of voice is choice. And every word is a turning point to rejoice, to uplift, to heal, to make real, to elevate, to raise, to empower, to praise, or to sabotage. And yep, I said it, sabotage. To subvert, to camouflage, to hurt, to cage, to divide, to chide. You see, your voice is a matter of choice. You can choose to help, and you can choose to win, or you can choose to lose. And it's easier than you think. It really is. For your voice is truly the missing link. And this is what we are going to do today. This is what we are going to play. We will awaken the power that lies behind every single word that you say. Okay? We're going to do that and awaken the power behind every single word that you say until that self-sabotage will dwindle away. Yep, bye-bye sickness and bye-bye hate. Let me scroll here. And bye-bye burnout and hello to innate. And let's get real, because here's the deal. We are living in fascinating times because we are receiving thousands of stories that are blowing our minds. We are filled up to the top, not only with killings and shootings and non-stop shop to drop. We are faced with ailments and flus and weakness from within, and the should, coulds, and woulds that creep under our skin. The vibes that are holding us down and caging us in. But we are masters of love and can heal with one song. We can speak ourselves into suffering and things and places that are wrong, or we can speak ourselves into a place that is empowered and strong. And with just one word, we can create a place where we belong. A home. And if you are brave, you can even fly into a song. And this is how it goes. Because do you know why we break? Do you know why we break? We are conditioned to see only mistakes, to optimize, to advance, to boost, and to enhance. We have goals and lists of things that we need to do. We sort clutter and drop butter, and we join the gym and try time and time again. The tried and the true. And yet all our good intentions fall short, and we are filled with more and more judgment, and our sabotage monster begins to report blah, 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 blah. Whine, 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 nag, 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 as we unconsciously align with this troubling plague. And so this is my question to you guys today. First of all, how many of you know this place of self-sabotage? And if you're honest with yourself, you know that this self-bashing is not cool. You really know it, because everybody who's on this stream, everyone at Humanity Healing, everyone at Om Times, everyone at Cathedral of the Soul, are people that are conscious and cool and seeking and really looking for answers, right? So when you feel your inner voice come up with all this negativity, the people that I know that I work with, and I'm talking also about myself, when I feel it coming up, I'm like, oh man, this is not cool, this is not right. And yet we're stuck. We know that if we don't release it, that the energy can't move, right? But at the same time, we know that what we're doing is bringing us really not in a good space. It's a place of a lot of self-hate, okay? And so what we're going to work today on, how can we tune in more to that conscious part that we know, and how can we move the subconscious, which is a huge part of what's happening, into a place so that when we start to do things, that it's easy to manifest. Okay? And what happens is like this. It's a very cool thing, but it's very easy. What we have to think about is that our body is an instrument. As a singer, we know this very well. We're constantly tuning our instrument, but it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're a singer, or if you're a baker, or if you're a writer, or if you're a healer, or if you're the boss of a company, the truth is this body is our instrument, right? So if we thought about it like a car, and funny enough, I only ride bikes, but I have to give this metaphor. If you put in the wrong gasoline into the car, it would basically sputter and stop and go crazy. So words are currency. The same thing you can think about is if you have a bank account, okay, and you've overdrawn the bank account and you're exhausted and you're burned out and you're weak, and then you expect yourself to feel good, it's really difficult because you're in negative and you've forgotten to give yourself fuel. You're drawing, basically, you're moving from your bones, right? I am always saying it's like when you feel like you're overworked and you're burned out and the marrow is basically, you're sucking the marrow from your bones, right? So the idea is, and the truth is that if we set goals and intents, but we're not in a place of high vibration, we're not in a place of high frequency, it's almost impossible for them to happen. It's very difficult for us to manifest them. And what happens is that we try, we set all these good intentions. I don't know, I'm going to jog 3 times a week, and I'm going to eat only spinach smoothies in the morning or whatever, yeah? And it doesn't happen. And then we're angry because we're conscious and we know that we should have done it, right? But the trick is basically, before we set any to-dos, to make sure you are in a very high vibrational field. So you might be asking, how can we do that? And the answer lies with voice. Voice is the key to high vibrational healing, okay? Voice is one of the biggest things. Food is very important, of course. It's amazing how many people are taking care of their diet, and we know if we put in sodas into our body, or if we're putting in junk food, that our body is not going to be as efficient as if we put in organic, good food. And yet what we're not normally paying attention to is that the frequency that you're giving to the world and that you're receiving from the world is a frequency of sound, okay? So if you think about how many voices you hear around you, first of all, how many of them are feeding you positive stories, okay? If you are connected to watching the news or reading the papers or, even going to the movies, right? I can't even go to the movies anymore because, I've gone to a few. I went to a beautiful film which showed the poet Pablo Neruda, his life story. It was very touching. But most of the movies, again, if you're talking about frequencies, they're bombarding your system with really, really negative frequencies, okay? And so you have to balance that all out. You can't start manifesting health and beauty until you're in abundance. Otherwise, it's like you're writing, your bank account is in minus 50,000, and you might put in a check for $2, but if you don't get that bank account up, it's really, really difficult. And so I want you to realize that to live a vibrant, healthy life, you have to start feeding yourself those words. And I'm talking about the stories outside, but now I want to talk about the stories inside. What is the story you keep on repeating to yourself? And you would be surprised because it's probably more or less the same story. I'm not good enough. I'm too short. I'm too old. I'm too fat. I'm too, I don't know what. I'm sick. I'm not well. Some of it might be your truth. And sometimes when I work with clients in the beginning, they're like, Cara, but this feels very unauthentic. But what I want you to do is for this next week, we've been working on these streams about adding laughter to your diet. And now this week, I want you to really consciously, for everything you do well, which I think is a lot, I want you to start giving yourself that recognition. I'm going to do it myself. These are things that actually, in our society, we are conditioned on always looking for optimization and always looking for mistakes. and not honoring all the things that we're doing. And so this next week, every time you do something as simple as, wow, that was a really wonderful glass of water that I just put into my body. That's really beautiful. I'm going to do that now. Take a drink. Huh? Or, wow, I managed to, isn't that great? I picked up my child at school and we had a beautiful conversation on the way back. Right? I want you to start tapping into the ordinary things, the simple things that you do so brilliantly. If it's even, I washed the dishes with some really great music and it was really good. Because only when you start to feed yourself the love vibes, only when you start to fill up your tank again, can you get to that place where you're going to get out of that sabotage place, okay? And until that point, what's going to happen is you're just, because you're working on negative, you're running on negative, you're running on minus, basically, because you're tired, which is normal. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do out there. But we forget that with simple things, like telling ourselves, hey, good job, hey, nice work, hey, you know, pat on the back, right? A lot can be done. A lot can be done, okay? And if you have anything in overflow, then give it to the other people. Be kind, speak uplifting words. Watch yourself. Watch from all your sentences in a day, how many were really uplifting and empowering, and how many were really either negative or destructive, or you were taking in a lot of destructive stuff. Because for every, you know, it's like a flower, right? Once it's smashed, it takes a lot of energy to put it back up. So we want to stay in that place of high frequency vibes, and a lot of it comes with our self-talk, okay? So I'm going to jump on over, I'm going to put on my little readers, I'm going to jump on over to Humanity Healing and see where you guys are at, okay? I can never jump in there at the beginning because the computer goes crazy. I'm excited. And isn't it, you know, it's my vision basically. Wouldn't it be fantastic? I mean, how many people are on the stream? Let's say 15,000 or 20,000. I don't know where we're at in the moment. Imagine that many people raising the vibe of the voice. We're starting to laugh more, starting to speak more words of kindness, what is intent. You know, if you are ill or happy, speak all the healthy parts of your body, because your body is connected, right? So if you have one part of your body which is healing, speak also not only like, oh, my shoulder hurts, oh, my shoulder hurts, my shoulder hurts. Speak about like, wow, my lips are working so well to drink that water. My fingers are still moving so beautifully. My little toes are able to feel the green grass. Do you get the picture? So instead of focusing on what's not working, let's put 90% of our energy, if not 100%, on focusing on what's working really well, okay? Instead of focusing on, for many people in the moment, and I'm also, you know, fall victim at times of the politics of the day, let's focus on all the peace activists. Let's focus on all the social justice work that's being done. Let's focus on all the nurses and doctors that are helping people. Let's focus on all the poets and the musicians that are writing beautiful pieces of work for our humanity. Let's focus on the artists and the painters and the creators, and there's a lot of them, okay? And let's keep on lifting them up so that these people are as strong and as empowered and as abundant as anybody who is not serving humanity. Okay? Yes! I'm excited. Who's on the stream? So again, for those of you that are joining late, we're talking about self-sabotage and how to step into that love frequency. And if you'd like to share the stream at the end of this live stream, I am actually giving away a free voice discovery session with me where you can ask me any questions you have about voice, and you can work with me one-on-one For those of you that want to go into Skype coaching with me, there's a 20% online discount in the moment, and it's Kickstart Voice Spring 2017. I'll put it in the stream when I'm finished here. And now, simply, I'm gonna look at the stream, and now you can ask me. We have a few more. Hi, Rossi. It does make so much sense, doesn't it? Rossi's saying the perspective makes so much sense. You guys, it does. Jean, thanks you so much for sharing. You guys, it makes so much sense. It really does. And I've been working on this for a while, and it's just we are absorbing so much sound, which is not positive, but it's also our own ability to master that, right? And even if it's as simple, and you can even write these phrases, like write on the stream, let's empower each other, let's join together. What are things that you do really well? What are things you do maybe you brush your teeth well, right? Maybe you take out the trash well. Who knows? Maybe you love just walking down the street and connecting with the birds, right? Keep on. Think about the place that we were when we were kids and where we were growing so fast. We gave one little word like dada, and everyone was like, "Wow, he said a word. He said dada or whatever." And then we took our first steps. Wow, and we're forgetting to empower each other, especially ourselves, with feeding the currency, the vibration, the currency of love into our bank account, which is our body, which is our mind, which is our spirit. That's the currency. Voice is our currency. Okay? People say love, but love is a currency, believe me. But love is also very hard. It's, there's so many facets. But we can really honestly say, I love my body. I love my face. I love my family. We can consciously work on really feeding ourselves a lot of self-love. So let me look here. I send healing. Yes, healing energy. Annalisa. Yes, anger. Exactly. I'm not, you guys, just so you know, I'm not saying to cover up or repress the feelings, right? There is also sadness. I love doing the dishes. Woohoo! Yeah, my dishwasher broke, so in the moment, too, I am washing the dishes with my hands. And it's really interesting because the water has a certain power, right? When you feel it go over your fingers. And so just so you know, I'm not saying repress your emotions, but what I'm saying is that we're to get rid of the self-sabotage, to get rid of the nag, to get rid of the rants. We have to feed that loving part. So yes, if you're angry, think about all the beautiful things you did today. Think of all the beautiful things that happened and that you're really can nourish you, okay? The sound of water brings peace. I think so too. It brings peace. I sometimes wish, I remember when I was a child in Wisconsin, we had a house and there was a pump, right? Where you could pump the water out of the ground. And then behind our property, there was even a windmill, and the windmill was also pumping water up. Seems, I'm missing those days sometimes. Exactly. So does anybody have any questions about voice work? I am a singer-songwriter, so for those of you who would love to sometimes relax and nourish your body, mind, spirit with a little bit of music, feel free to check out the songs at iTunes or Amazon, or what I like a lot is Spotify. And so you can follow me on Spotify, and you can also find a lot of other beautiful artists that are, needing to shift the way that the world is going, which is less buying and more streaming. And Spotify is a system where we're still being supported, okay? So if there are no more questions, I sometimes sing Mandarin prayer. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, prayers are very, very powerful, right? And so what we've been doing, and I'm going to do it at the end too with you, is to sing. And when thinking about the stream today, you know, I had these words, what were the words? What do I say? What do I say today? And then you can fill it in. I say love, I say peace, I say, doesn't matter. I say I had a beautiful sneeze. I say I love doing the dishes, and I love the sound of the water of my hands. So when we speak, it's very strong. When we sing, you guys, I encourage you to sing. Singing is to raise the vibration really, really fast, okay? So if you are in a place where you need healing, or you just want to go into ecstasy, or you want to fly into abundance, well then everything I told you, just start putting into song. What would the world be like if we were walking down the street and we were in song, right? Okay? Beautiful. So, everyone's singing. Beautiful. Hi, Jesus. Hi. The mouth wasn't invented for singing and healing. The beauty is that it's right above, the voice is above the heart, and the voice connects our inner and outer worlds. The voice connects, you know, the sky to the earth. We actually have a thought, we have an idea, and the voice is materializing that vision into the world. So this is always the thing. Voice is a choice. We can go into vision, or we can go into division. We can go into love or hate. It's like, it's a, you know, it's the folds come together like this. And when they're together, we are whole. And it's protecting our heart and our lungs when we're speaking and when we're singing. You know, nothing can fly in, right? And we're in balance when we're singing. And what happens is that we get to choose. It's a beautiful place. It's a place of integration. We get to choose, right? We get to choose. Am I going to speak the currency of self-love, which is going to raise the vibration of my body and make everything else come into harmony, meaning that the world is going to, because voices, I mean, my voice that I speak is now going into your field, or am I going to be bashing? And the bashing comes naturally when we're working on, you know, when we're not taking care of ourselves. It's a phenomenon because we're actually pulling too much energy from our system without recharging. So how do we charge? We sing. But if we don't have a place to sing, which I inspire you to sing, we speak, speak, speak. Good intentions, gratitude, love, thoughts, okay? So, I love that. Singing while I'm doing yoga stretches. It's all energy. Yoga stretches. I don't know if you know this, but I have a yoga voice studio in Berlin. And it's a big, this weekend I'm doing a yoga festival, a voice workshop. And really opening the fifth chakra, releasing shoulders, releasing the body with asanas, but also working on mindsets and working on adding the sound inside movement, so it's all connected. Yes, it is all energy. So I'm going to take you guys out with a beautiful song. What age do you think we become aware of the inner voice? Patrick has this question. Well, Patrick, I would ask the question differently. At what age do you think we forget our inner voice? For me, we are born with voice, and we have a voice. And every child that I've seen is absolutely one with their voice. Absolutely one with that channel and that voice. And I think that we start losing that connection, so we're aware of it, but we start losing the awareness when we come into school systems and we're asked to voice, you know, we're given another voice and we're given things to learn, and we're asked to repeat and to voice things that we might not even believe because that's what's expected of us, and suddenly there's a very big disconnect. And what I was saying also about sabotage, we are trained as a society to look at more the mistakes. I mean, there are many good teachers also in this world. I'm not, you know, there are many great teachers. But in school too, you get the red marks. You don't get like lots of flowers and everything for all the words that were great, right? You don't get a lot of flowers for all the right answers, or a lot of stars or moons or you know, squiggly lines or butterflies, right? You get red marks like wrong, 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 wrong. So we become so self-critical, and it starts already when we're very young. And so it's a great question, and I can only hope that when do we become aware of our inner voice? I think as soon as you tap into any kind of creativity or meditation or yoga or self-reflection, it's going to come again. But it was always there. You are born with a voice, and all living beings have a voice. The wind has a voice. No? Yeah. Yeah, while you're homeschooling, I can imagine that. I mean, I was lucky to I have a beautiful school for my daughter. Yeah, thank you for sharing. I think it's in Siok. Again, if you do share the stream, I'm giving away a free voice discovery session. I'll be doing a drawing and draw one name for someone to work with me one-on-one for a session. I see Michelle is on the call. Last week I was in Colorado with her. It was a lot of fun. It was beautiful to connect. Okay? And, this is my last one I'm taking. Yeah, so you guys, don't repress. If I'm saying do positive, it's just thinking. What it's thinking is I'm nourishing. Just like you're thinking about diet and you're thinking, wow, the more green stuff I eat and the more healthy food I eat, the higher my vibes. The same is with language. The same is with words. And we're running on such negative stuff that we really have to work like 5 times harder to get rid of that sabotage. It's slaying the sabotage monster. Okay? So, Michelle loved it as well. That was a beautiful connection. So you guys, anybody who would like to still share it, feel free. And I will be doing the drawing and sending out the free voice discovery, the gift to some very special soul. I thank you so much for connecting, for creating this field of global love, global heart. And for you at Humanity Healing and at Om Times, we are going to be launching online courses. I'm going to be launching a voice foundation course where I'm going to go into every single muscle, tongue, jaw, everything to open up this very big sound channel and really raise your vibration as soon as you open this throat, right? Which is in alignment with your big heart and your brilliant mind. Then really miracles do happen. And now I'm going to sing you out with a song, okay? And I think many of you might know it. Singing is a way to deepen the echo. Singing is a way to come into flow. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And you can join me. Singing is a way to deepen the echo. It's your turn. Singing is a way to come into flow. Singing is a way to come into flow. Singing is a way to deepen the echo. Singing is a way to come into flow. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. All together from the top. Singing is a way to deepen the echo. Singing is a way to come into flow. Singing is a way to deepen the echo. Singing is a way to come into flow. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go. go. Let it go, let it go. Sending you guys lots of love around the world. Thank you so much for joining here at Humanity Healing. I will see you very soon, next week, Thursday. Namaste. All that I've ever seen.